For decades, Hyundai was the brand you settled for, not the one you aspired to own. It was known for affordability, not innovation. Reliability issues, budget-friendly price tags, and uninspired design kept Hyundai firmly in the category of practical but forgettable. But today, Hyundai is leading the charge in the electric vehicle revolution, competing directly with Tesla and challenging legacy automakers. So how did this happen? How did a company once dismissed as a low-tier car manufacturer evolve into an industry powerhouse? The answer isn't just about making better cars, it's about bold strategy, relentless innovation, and a willingness to take risks that no one saw coming. Part 1. From cheap to competitive. In the 1990s and early 2000s, Hyundai cars were everywhere, but not in a way that made people excited. Models like the Hyundai Elantra were some of the most affordable vehicles on the market, with starting prices around $21,000. But that affordability came with a catch: frequent breakdowns, unreliable transmissions, and an overall perception that Hyundai was a brand people only bought when they had to. And it wasn't just Hyundai. Kia, another South Korean automaker, was struggling even more. By the late 90s, Kia had gone bankrupt, forcing Hyundai to step in and take over. At the time, neither company had a reputation that could compete with giants like Toyota or Honda. If you wanted reliability, you went with a Honda Civic. If you wanted long-term value, you bought a Toyota Corolla. Hyundai and Kia? They were afterthoughts. But the real problem wasn't just perception, it was reality. Hyundai had to address its quality issues head-on before it could even think about competing on a global scale. Part 2. A strategic shift. In 2015, Hyundai made a high-stakes move. It separated its luxury car lineup into a new standalone brand, Genesis. The idea was simple but brilliant. Convincing people to pay $30,000 for a Hyundai was tough, but convincing them to pay double for a Genesis, that was a different conversation. Genesis wasn't just an upgrade, it was a statement. These cars borrowed sleek, high-end design elements from luxury brands like Aston Martin and Bentley. They had premium interiors, cutting-edge tech, and performance that put them in the same conversation as BMW and Mercedes-Benz. This shift worked. Genesis allowed Hyundai to prove it could build more than just budget-friendly vehicles. It could compete at the top. It was the same strategy Toyota had used decades earlier with Lexus: create a separate luxury brand that redefined customer perception while keeping the core brand focused on affordability. But Hyundai wasn't satisfied with just being better. It wanted to lead. At the same time, the company was making massive investments in research and development, pouring billions into improving design, performance, and most importantly, electric vehicle technology. Hyundai's EV push wasn't just about keeping up with Tesla, it was about redefining the market. The results? The Hyundai Ioniq 5, Kia EV6, and Genesis G560, EVs that aren't just competitive, but game-changing. Suddenly, Hyundai and Kia weren't just catching up, they were setting the standard. Hyundai's story isn't just about a company that improved its cars. It's about a company that reinvented itself entirely, and in doing so, disrupted an entire industry. Part 3. Smart EV Strategy. The Hyundai Ioniq 5 and Ioniq 6 didn't just enter the EV market, they redefined it. These weren't just budget-friendly electric cars, they were sleek, efficient, and packed with cutting-edge technology. Unlike companies making bold claims about self-driving futures, Hyundai kept its focus on what mattered: building electric vehicles that were practical, reliable, and affordable for everyday drivers. And that strategy paid off. Hyundai quickly became the go-to brand for anyone looking for an EV that didn't break the bank. The Ioniq lineup was praised for its impressive range, high-quality build, and overall value. But Hyundai didn't stop at making great cars. It tackled one of the biggest barriers to EV adoption: charging. By partnering with charging networks and investing in ultra-fast charging stations, Hyundai made EV ownership less intimidating. Suddenly, range anxiety wasn't as big of a deal. Add to that the company's sustainability push, using eco-friendly materials, reducing waste in manufacturing, and making its factories greener, and Hyundai wasn't just selling EVs. It was selling a vision of the future. And that vision resonated. especially with younger, eco-conscious buyers who wanted sustainability without sacrificing style or performance. Part 4. Shaping the future of cars. Hyundai's rise isn't just about one company's success. It's part of a bigger shift in the auto industry. For decades, American brands like Ford and GM dominated. Then came Toyota and Honda, reshaping the market with their reliability and fuel efficiency. Now, it's South Korea's turn to take the lead. This kind of industry shift isn't unique to cars. Look at consumer electronics. In the 80s, RCA was a household name. By the 90s, Japanese brands like Sony took over. Fast forward to today, and South Korean giants like Samsung and LG are at the top. Hyundai is following the same playbook, proving that innovation, smart strategy, and adaptability can change an entire industry. Part 5. Earning back trust. But Hyundai's challenge wasn't just making better cars, it was convincing people to believe in them. A reputation for cheap and unreliable cars doesn't disappear overnight. Hyundai needed a bold strategy to win back trust, and they found one, the best warranty in the industry. 10 years or 100,000 miles for the powertrain. This wasn't just a marketing gimmick, it was a clear signal that Hyundai believed in its own products. And when older models faced serious engine problems, Hyundai didn't just issue recalls. They went further, offering lifetime warranties on certain engines, a rare move in the industry. It wasn't cheap, but it was the right thing to do. By owning up to past mistakes and taking care of their customers, Hyundai turned skeptics into loyal buyers. Beyond warranties, Hyundai revamped its entire customer experience. Dealership staff received better training to improve service, financing and lease deals became more competitive, and Hyundai made buying a car easier than ever. They also focused on changing their image through high-profile sponsorships and influencer collaborations, showcasing their modern, tech-driven brand to new audiences. It wasn't just about selling cars anymore. It was about redefining what Hyundai stood for. Part 6. What's next? Hyundai isn't just thinking about EVs. It's thinking beyond roads entirely. Flying cars, self-driving taxis, hydrogen-powered vehicles, it's all on the table. Hyundai's vision for the future of mobility is ambitious, and they're investing billions to make it happen. On the autonomy front, Hyundai is developing Level 4 and Level 5 self-driving technology, aiming for vehicles that require little to no human input. They're testing self-driving taxis in partnership with major tech firms and plan to launch these services in major cities by 2030. If successful, Hyundai won't just be a car manufacturer, it'll be a leader in smart mobility. And then there's urban air mobility, UAM, yes, flying cars. Hyundai has already unveiled prototypes of electric-powered flying taxis designed to ease congestion in crowded cities. The goal? To make short-distance air travel as routine as hopping on a train. If Hyundai's timeline holds, these futuristic vehicles could be in select markets by the mid-2030s. Competition is heating up. Chinese automakers like BYD and NIO are rapidly expanding, with BYD already the third largest car company in the world. To stay ahead, Hyundai is doubling down on affordability, creating EVs with smarter tech, personalized AI-driven features, and even lower price points. And they're thinking long-term. Hyundai's vision extends beyond cars. They're developing connected cities where vehicles communicate with each other, traffic is optimized by AI, and sustainability is built into every aspect of urban design. Hyundai isn't just adapting to the future of transportation, they're trying to define it. Hyundai's transformation is one of the most unexpected success stories in the auto industry. From a budget car brand to a pioneer in EVs, autonomy, and urban air mobility, they've rewritten the narrative completely. But what do you think? Is Hyundai really shaping the future of transportation, or are competitors like Tesla and BYD still leading the charge? Drop your thoughts in the comments. And if you enjoyed this breakdown, don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you never miss a story. Thanks for watching.